Okay folks, today we're going to take a look at a few more things that you can do inside of Google Docs. This video is going to be a little bit longer just because we have a couple of new things we need to do. First off, you are free to choose what data you're getting for this activity. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be getting a range of data. It can be either years or something like that for anything you're interested in. Let's say I'm a Phillies fan, so let's say I wanted to see how many games the Phillies won over the past 5 years. I can make something like that. But our end product is going to be a chart. We're going to get a bar graph showing if things have gone up or down or what it's been. So I'm going to go into Google here to start off with, and I want to find my data. So maybe I'm going to say the population of the United States of America. And maybe I'll say by year, just so I can get some information here. So let's go to US and World Pop. You're just going to have to click around and try to find something that you want. So we have some information here. That looks all well and good. There's a whole bunch of other information. But what you really want to find is where you can find it by year or by a certain period of time. And it doesn't look like this website has it for me. So I'm going to go back. And maybe I'll try this first one here. And guess what? This one has it for me. It has a good number of information. And what I really want to do is make sure I get the same kind of time period. So I have some numbers here. In 2013, it was 316.16, 313 in 2002, and it's going to go down through there. So I'm going to take some of that stuff in there and type it in. So I'll put year up in the top, and then on the side I'll put population. And I'm going to start my years. Let's say I want to get the last since 2000. So I'll start off with the year 2000. And if I want to, I can use an Excel formula to go through this. I'll say equal sign this cell plus 1. And I get 2002. And then I'm going to drag that all the way down. And what it's doing is going to add up all those for me. So each cell before it's going to add 1 to. And I get 2000 and 2013. I don't actually need to type anything in. Saves me some time. Not necessary, but saving time is something I love to do. So we're going to start off here. And I'm going to round all these just to make it a little easier. So I'm going to say 282. And we'll just kind of keep going back and forth to get our data in there. And if you want, sometimes it will allow you to kind of copy. So I'm going to Control C, copy it. And then I'm just going to go over here and paste it in. And I get my information a lot more quickly in there. So now I can type in what I need to have. So we got 288. 290, 293, 296. And again, I'm rounding. Okay, I have all that in there. It's all well and good. Then I can just highlight my cells and hit the delete key to get rid of what I don't want. So I have some basic information here. It's all well and good. Now what I want to do is I want to highlight over all of that information because we're going to be doing something with it that we talked about yesterday in class. But we want to be able to insert a chart. So we're going to make a chart out of this information. So you're going to have to go in there and get your data ranges. You can select what data you want to use. If you want to add another range, you can, but I like to start off with that. We can switch our rows and columns. You can take a look and see what you need to do. And what's helpful for me here is I'm using column A as labels. Because what it's trying to do is trying to give you both numbers here of population and year. If you click this use column A by labels, it will give you exactly what we're looking for. And you can choose some different information here. You can go into charts and see different types of charts. Even in the basic parts, you can see general information. So maybe this chart doesn't really tell me enough. I don't really like it. So maybe I want to have a bar graph like that where I can see the population going up. And I can even go in there and get rid of some of those lines if I don't want them. I like the lines, so I'm going to leave them. You notice it asks you for a chart title, so you have to put that in. And population, you'll need to give a horizontal axis title and a couple other things. You can do that by going to the Customize tab. So it's going to have you on the Start tab. You can view different types of charts from the Chart tab and then give everything a title here. So let's say the chart title that I want to have is US population from 2000 to 2013. It's a really good graph, a really good title because it tells me exactly what I'm looking at here. And then we need to take a look. I have a legend, so it's set off to the right. I can control all that stuff. And we can go through and get the axes. So my horizontal axis, the title for that is year. And we can go in, you can choose different grid lines. And what I want you guys to do is play with this stuff, try to get it to look as nice as possible. So you can get everything in there. You can even change colors of the bar graphs. So if I want it to be all red, I can do that. I like the blue better, so I'm gonna go back to a blue color. And you can do all that. And the really cool thing here is what's called a trend line. What it allows you to do is see what has happened overall since everything's begun, what the overall trend is. Because we can see here that it goes up, but it only goes up slightly. So if we go in here and go to a linear and get our trend line, we can see that it's in there, and you may want to get a different color. Maybe I'll put a black line in there so I can actually see it. And we can definitely see that it's going up. And hey, look at that. When we go over, we actually get the slope of the line. You guys haven't learned about that yet, but you'll be able to do a whole bunch of stuff with that in math here shortly. You also can get your X and Y coordinates, which are always nice and tied directly into what we're learning with math. So you can control all kinds of stuff. So what I want you guys to go do is, number one, you have to go find your data. It can be on anything as long as it's school appropriate and as long as it has at least 15 data points. It has to have 15 data points and it's good to go. And then from there, you're going to enter the information into your spreadsheet and create a graph. Once you've created the graph and have everything that you selected there and the chart that you want to create, make sure you go into customize. Make sure you identify what the title is. If you want to add a trend line, you can. And I need to have a title and my axis is titled. And I'll hit insert at this point and I have it there. And I can also drag this thing around. I can move it over and get it to do what I want. And remember, once you're done doing all this, you're going to go back into our classroom and turn it in. If you have any questions, let me know. That's all we got for this video, guys.